students have crossed to this year has been really good for me. I got a 330, two 330s, one 333, one 324. So the point is the process. Process is extremely important. I would also like to tell you that all of our centers, we have a centralized way of teaching, and we don't change anything. So make sure that you choose carefully. And like I said, please drop your number in the chat. So most of you would know what the GRE is all about. It's one of the standard components of your resume, because each of us have come from different parts of the country and different parts of the world and different things we have studied. So we need to have one standard component. So definitely this will be your standard component. Even as early as last class, we will have to, last month, we've had universities mailing that even though they do not have a GRE compulsory, but they said people who give us the GRE score will be ranked higher than people who have requested the waiver. So if it comes down to that, then the people with the GRE score will get. If somebody like San Jose State University, no pun intended, no disrespect, can say that, it goes to show how much it's still valued by everybody. So don't go by hearsay. Don't try to take the easy way out. Be on the right side of history. As somebody who has been there and somebody who's done that, I can vouch for this. You will not regret it. So remember that it's not about taking shortcuts. So the three components of the GRE would be the AWA, the quantitative section, and the verbal section. So what are the myths of GRE? One, it is not grammar. No grammar at all in GRE. One. Second of all, it is not vocabulary. Contrary to popular opinion, it is not vocabulary. In fact, vocabulary is hardly 10 points. I will teach you that in a minute. Second, it's not complicated math formula. There are loads and loads of shortcuts given to you. You audit a class with us, drop in a query. We will definitely give you an audit class. You can check for yourself. But we are not here to tell you that you should not learn grammar. You should not learn math. That should be your life skills. Definitely in life, it's fun to learn math. It's, say some people. I have never been a math fan, truth be told. But yeah, if you want to, you can. But for the purposes of GRE, first of all, your focus must be GRE and the process that goes with it. What we teach you is what it is. I never talk cricket in class, but I generally tell you how to score well, why the process is very important. I always tell people to watch Sachin Tendulkar's innings at Sydney, where he scored 241 runs. 2003, 2004, I watched it live. Why this specific innings? He was getting out playing the cover drive. So he said, this process is not correct. Cover drive is not working for me. So before the match, he openly said, in the next match, I will not play the cover drive. He openly said it. I will not play the cover drive. And he did not. He played and he was unbeaten, 241 runs, did not play one single cover drive. That is how the process will help you. It will definitely get you. You just have to focus on what you have to focus. And remember, your first two sections of the GRE would be your analytical writing assessment. The other myth in the GRE is AWA is not important. AWA is absolutely important. Everybody openly agrees, it's an open secret that you need a 4 out of 6 or more. But remember, there is no difference between a 5, a 5.5 and a 6. So don't overdo this because it's only the first section. And then you have 5 other tasks to do. You have 3 quant and you can have 2 verbal, or you can have 2 quant sections and you will have 3 verbal sections. The reason why we have one extra section which would be unscored is simply for a reason is the GRE is a sectional adaptive exam. As you go in front, your difficulty level increases. So for those of you who have already given the GRE and you're wondering if it was tough, why my score did not increase, check the diagnostic report. That is why I instruct all my students to never cancel their score. Because the GRE gives you a free diagnostic report which will tell you what the difficulty level was, what type of question it was, how much time you took. It gives us faculties a very good roadmap into trying to understand exactly where you are going wrong and exactly what you are doing. So remember that. Yes, AWA questions alone will come only from the pool of topics available on the ETS website. Bhavya just put it in the, before you type a question, just put it for everyone. So this is what Bhavya asked. Yes. And the website, for those of you who are wondering, is www.ets.org/GRE/AW topics. None of the other questions will repeat. None of the questions would repeat. So the reason why you have an unscored question is because we need to find out how much difficulty level you've reached, what is the highest difficulty people reach that day, and where you stand in regards to that, the percentile, etc. And here are some more myths. I got 3 verbal sections, that's why my score went down. That's all hearsay. Till you come to the last section, you won't even know which one's going to be the unscored section. It could be anything after the AW. Your unscored section can be anything after the AW. So if you take it as 7 sections, the first 2 tasks will be, yes, you can. So the first 2 tasks will obviously be AWA only. And after the 2 AWA tasks are done, you have to start with the main section. And then let's say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections are there. Anywhere from the 3rd section to the 7th section could be your unscored section. You will not know. You will not know which one's the unscored section. Both the sections together will contribute 6 points separately. It is not added to the main score. The main 340 is separate. 170 comes from quant, 170 comes from verbal. So remember that. So all these myths, remember, AWA is important. Process is very important. It doesn't matter if you get 3 quant or 2 quant or 3 verbal or 2 verbal. That has no bearing on your score. All these, and then people say if you get a long RC, it is tough. Short reading passage is easy. All those are myths in GRE. So remember that. So the AWA, 2 AWAs will start. Yes, it's completely computerized, by the way. Even though it says analytical writing assessment, it's completely computerized. You don't have to write typically. Even though it says analytical writing assessment, you don't have to write, it's typing. So all the font, etc. is taken care. So don't worry about it. So how is the scoring going around? So I told you that it's not complicated math. I told you it is not grammar, and I told you it is surely not vocabulary. Why? As you see on the slide, 260 points are given to you minimum. So you are writing the exam for only 80 points. So obviously out of 80 points, 40 will come from the quant part and 40 will come from the verbal part. Okay. Now quant, there is a cutoff. The cutoff for quant is 164. So you should get 34 plus. So let's assume 40 is the perfect score and 34 is what you need. So let's assume roughly you get an average score, say 37. So 260 points are already given and you are already getting 37. So you are already at 297. We have not even touched vocabulary. You are already at 297. Well, let's continue. So concentrate on the quant part. learn all the basic formula that we give, learn the process and the methodology and the shortcuts. Next. In verbal, you have two tasks. One is called reading comprehension. The other is called sentence completion. Of course, in sentence completion, you have different types, 1 blank questions, 2 blank questions, 3 blank questions. And then there's a separate set called sentence equivalence, where you will have only 1 blank, but instead of 1 correct answer, you will get 2 correct answers to be given. Second point, reading comprehension passage does not require vocabulary. You need not have to read the entire passage. Let's assume, conservatively, you get a 16 out of 20. Conservatively. So how much are you at now? 297. So add another 16. You are already at 313. You still haven't touched the vocabs. You still have not touched the vocabs. You're already at 313. Now in the 20 points from the sentence completion, you need 7 points. It's a multiple choice exam. 1A, 1C, 1D, won't you get right here and there? All you need is 7 points, guys. Simple as that. Minimum 7 out of 20. Imagine what would happen if you can go through quant really well. I know what some of you are thinking. Dude, you don't know half the story. I am not a math guy. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you are into humanities and you are into other streams, or you are working and you've been out of touch. Jamboree has basic math webinars just to brush up those concepts. So imagine how much you can get. Even reading comprehension. Just don't fall off the wagon. Whatever process we tell you, if you can follow that, imagine what you can do. And I'll also tell you one more thing. Under reading comprehension, go back and check. It says verbal reasoning ability, quantitative reasoning ability is what it said. It never said English section, math section. That name should be changed to quantitative reasoning, which means there is a reasoning component to it. Again, I know some of you might have work to do. Please add your phone number and email address in the chat window before you leave, if in case you want us to contact you. So the reasoning component will take care of 10 points. What do I mean by the reasoning component? I will show you some sample questions today, which will tell you that even if you don't know the answer, sometimes you can come to it. So that will give you 10 points. This is called the easy and medium level questions. So the easy and medium level questions will contribute 10 points. Even if you say a conservative 4 points you get, now you need only 3 points. Imagine your so-called vocabulary is only 3 points you need. Now remember, if you can understand the process, imagine what all wonders you can do. So practice the AWA, get a 4, that is more than enough. And the topic pool is already there, like one of your colleagues asked today. Try to concentrate on math. We have specifically given, if there are like say 700 odd questions of verbal, we have given you 1000 to 1200 questions of quant. So concentrate on what you are supposed to concentrate and leave the rest. So this way you can easily get that psychological boost that it's not about quant, it's not about, it's not about vocabulary, it's not about grammar, right? Any questions so far? Anything so far that you want to ask? Anybody? Yes, Jaydev. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Jaydev. Go ahead.
Sir, I have doubt in the AWA scoring. Sir,
Okay.
there are 2 sections, the argument and the issue topic.
Correct.
And both are individually scored out of 6 points. So how
Both are scored and taken together as 6. That's all.
Okay, so both the sections are scored out of 6 and not individually
Yes.
of 6.
AWA is 6 points, both put together.
All right, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
No problem. Any other? There is no negative markings in GRE. Sanjit wants to know if there are any negative markings in with respect to what we have seen so far. No, Sanjit, no negative markings. But here's the flip side. There are some questions that require 2 correct answers. There are some questions that require 3 correct answers. Unfortunate situation is in GRE, there is no partial points. So if you're wondering, if I get 2 blanks right, 1 blank wrong, will I get 2/3 of the points? No, you don't get anything. That's the flip side to it. There are no negative markings, but at the same time, there is no partial points also. Yes, Rajat, 1 second. Go ahead, Rajat.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
I had a general question about AWA. I'll be taking my GRE actually next week only.
Okay.
As a normal writer, someone who is not really good with English, but an average, normal English writing skills, how much time should I devote to AWA according to you? I mean,
See, morning you can devote 1 hour. Evening you can devote 1 hour. That's more than enough. Because once the writing sets in, it's just the same framework only, more or less. And after that, you can start checking out the points alone. Like find out the flaws, find out examples for the points and issue and so on. That's more than.
And is there any way I can get my essays scored from somewhere?
So if you are a classroom student, you can contact your faculty. If you are unable to contact your faculty at anything, just email support@jamboreeindia.com, or you can go to the Jamboree portal, raise a token, put urgent and submit it. It will definitely come to one of us and we will definitely take it up.
Actually, I haven't enrolled for your services yet. I'm just studying on my own actually.
Okay, so yeah, that's the way we actually go about, because I am also part of that online support team. So every time tokens keep coming to us, we keep opening it up and we keep looking at it and we solve it off. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the process.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so if there are any other questions, then we can move on. Yes, Harsh, go ahead. 1 second, Harsh. Yeah, go ahead, Harsh.
So I have a basic question. So the first section we would be facing would be AWA, right?
Yes.
Just after it, like what would be the sequence of the coming sections, like verbal quant, or quant, verbal?
We don't know how it will start. We don't know how it will end.
Okay, so the sequence can be anything.
Anything. And that's what I said. All these 3 verbal I got, that's why my score went bad. I got 3 quant, that's why my score went good. Those things will not happen.
Okay, continuing on to this. Suppose if I get 3 verbal sections, so would I know that it would be the last section or the first section or anything?
Nothing. Like I said, anything after the AWA could have been the unscored section. But you will know that whatever comes as 3 in number, one of them is unscored, you will know, but you will never be able to guess which one it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, but one last question I would have.
Yeah.
I have read that you just get after you complete your GRE, you get a score just after that, estimated score.
Yeah.
So how accurate is that? Like,
yeah, you will get the exact score. Except the AWA, you will get the exact, perfect, actual score. Don't you worry. There's no change at all. You get it immediately. That is it. It gets updated as official report in your ETS profile in 1 week or so.
Oh, okay. So that score is the perfect one. There's
that is the actual score. Yes. 260 you get minimum the day you book your exam. 40 points come from quant. 40 points come from verbal. Out of verbal, 20 points are from RC. So as told on the screen, even if you get 0 in your vocabs and you ace the other things, you still get a 330. So yes.
Okay.
And
thank you so much.
AWA minimum you should have 4. See, with respect to exactly what the AWA should do, it's another session. So Dhruv, I hope that answered your question. And yes, Nihit, if you leave any question unattempted, your score will go even further down because your score is calculated based on number of right answers, number of wrong answers, and number of unattempted questions. So you should never leave any question unattempted. So we are not saying don't concentrate on vocabs. We are saying that a lot of people give extraordinary emphasis on vocabulary, saying learn 3,000 words, 6,000 words and all. All we are trying to say is play to your strengths. RC, you don't have to read everything. We teach in class adaptive reading and selective reading. So we ace the RCs, we ace our quant, we are through. And this quant does not have, integration, differentiation or limits. So RC is all about process. If you can follow the process, you are through. You don't have to understand the specifics of the topic, etc. So Dhruv, if you attend class, you will understand. Those are the common mistakes that people do. Trying to understand the topic. It could be science, it could be history, it could be literature, it could be social science. Doesn't matter. General English only we will be doing. None of the other. You read the question, you take the keyword, go read and come back. By the way, if you are generally having a problem with understanding the language as such, we have basic verbal webinars also as such. So Anushka, Shreya, it depends on the post-class study plan. It depends on the post-class study plan. The minimum gap between 2 attempts is 21 days. For me, always going to the center and giving it is the question. That's what I'm again telling Alankrita. Do not worry about the topic. You don't have to read the passage. That's what we are trying to say. You don't have to read the passage. You don't have to read the passage even once. Yes, Rajat, you raised your hand. Go ahead, Rajat.
Yeah, sorry for another question because I take the GRE next week. I just wanted to ask regarding the rough sheets. So they provide as many as you want, or is there some limit when you are doing the quant section?
No, they give you a sheet. And I think you will be allowed to wipe it off and keep writing again.
Like the rough sheet, I can take as many as I
No,
want.
you can't take. In the center, they will give.
No, I mean from them, from the.
They will give you one writing pad, which will have like, I think 4 or 5 sheets. And if it gets over, mostly it won't. If it gets over, you can rub it off and write.
Oh, I can rub it off and then write.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, Shreya, 1 second. Yes, go ahead, Shreya.
Hello, sir. I wanted to ask you that, like, when we give a GRE exam and that time only the results come, and so we have the option of sending the scores. So to
See, sending the score does not mean that you are immediately sending it. You're telling ETS that if in case I apply, these are the universities to whom I want you to report it to. So
do
you
we
are
have
allowed to
decide
report to
that
4
beforehand?
universities free. You are allowed to report to 4 universities free.
So we have to decide that beforehand.
So
like
that is
which-
why admissions is a priority. That's why I tell my students, if in case you are not enrolling with us for admissions, no problem, but have something in mind. So you should have a target, you should do your own research then. That's where the admissions team comes into play. They look at your profile, they shortlist universities, they put your chances of getting into it based on your target score, and they give you the fee structure, etc., so that you can sit with your parents and you can discuss, and then you can say, okay, these are the 6 we want to go for. We help you with 6 universities. And yeah, we do help for extra, but that is a different package. But yes. So
for how many universities should we apply?
we do for 6. The idea is very simple. Because 4 you would have already reported it free. Any extra university apart from that 4 you want to report, you have to pay $27 to ETS per university.
So that would include the application and all of that.
No, application is separately paid to the university. GRE fee and score reporting is paid to ETS. So each person is different. That is why we keep telling students, try to get a proper list, so that GRE is $213, 213. Assume that you have 4 universities, plan A, plan B, etc. And you report it to those 4 universities on the day of the exam. You come out, you start your process. Let's say somewhere between $80 to $100 would be the application fee for each university. So 6 universities, 6 into 100, let's say for EC mathematics, $600. 2 universities alone extra, you have to pay $27 to report your score. So 654 plus this 213. This is the framework. So you have to plan ahead of time. And somebody said, when do I give the exam for fall 22 or fall 23? Remember, by around September 15th, every year, next year's fall admissions will open. So the earlier you apply, the better it is.
So we have to take like the early action deadline, like according to that we need to apply.
I usually tell my students that if they're going for fall 2022, I tell them by October 31st, you should be ready to apply.
Okay, and if it is like beyond like after fall 2023.
Every September, the previous September, the windows open. See, I always tell my students, whenever that university opens, that day you should file in. Early bird gets lots and lots of deals, others don't. So Agnes, I think that would answer your query. And Rajat, you don't have to worry about the codes and all. Once you start typing that chat, that drop down menu will come. So you don't have to worry. Yes, Kritik, go ahead.
So am I audible?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the course that we have to report to the 4 universities that we have the option of doing it for free on the same day, that's to be done right after the paper, or it can be done on the same day once we come back
right
home?
After the paper. That offer is valid only on that day.
All right, so basically we should have 4 to 5 universities in mind according to the code.
Yes, in hand. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
No problem. So with respect to a lot of people asking, 1 second, Varun sir, just hold on. This is what we do. So the basic concept building can be basic math webinars, basic verbal webinars, etc. Then the first 3-4 classes, we actually help you mastering the concepts of critical reasoning. Critical reasoning is not something that's widely tested in GRE, but still reading comprehension and sentence completion. So definitely people who apply late does not mean that your chances will go away. There's nothing like that, but early bird does get better. So once your accuracy is there, repeatedly doing the same thing over and over and over again, speed automatically comes. Process brings speed. So once the speed sets in, you have to test your stamina. So stamina also we test it in 2 ways. One, we give you a sectional test first. So if we give you a verbal sectional test, how do you do? Then if I change it into a full length test, how do you do? Slowly we build it up. You can see score reporting, Anshita, is not immediately sent. Just as we have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5 here, scores are given to ETS. The next 5 years, whenever those 4 universities approach ETS saying, a person by name Anshita has applied to my college, this is her GRE request, please give me her scores. You will give them your name, etc., details. They will ask ETS, ETS will release it. That's how it goes. Agnes, it depends, Agnes. It depends. Roughly, it should be, if it's a weekend class, it will take 10 weeks to finish the class. If it is a weekday class, it takes 1 month to finish the class. Post-class study plan is 40 to 50 days. So 40 to 50 days means inside 2 months. So if you're doing a weekday class, 3 months preparation. If you're doing a weekend class, it should be what, 4 months preparation. 2 months of classes and 2 months of preparation. If you are talking about fall 2022, start yesterday. You can contact your nearby center, leave your number here, immediately get your profile evaluated, join for a fast track batch, finish it off. finish it off. Okay, so now Varun Sai, go ahead, sir.
So for the GRE questions, we have like hard questions, easy questions, and medium questions. So how will the marks be evaluated? Can we say it like, does each question
No,
contain
nobody
1 mark
knows.
itself?
It's all, it says it's in 1 point increments, but nobody knows how much score is given or anything like that. But the tougher it goes, the better your score is. It depends on what was your difficulty level, how it ranked that day with respect to those people who got the highest that day, what was their difficulty level, and it's very complicated. Nobody knows.
Yeah,
Nobody
okay.
knows.
Answer, if we say we got an admit for fall 2022, can we defer it for fall
Yes, you
2023?
can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can defer it. I actually deferred Florida, University of Florida, Florida Institute of Technology. Both I deferred it. But I was happy in Michigan because I got an internship. I went to University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, and my life was set. So I decided not to go. But yeah, a lot of people do the horizontal move. A lot of people do the vertical move also. We've had our admission students transfer from CSU Northridge to UCLA. We have seen our students transfer from Louisiana to Virginia Tech, or ASU to Virginia Tech, something like that also, or Virginia Tech to University of Michigan. We've had transfers like that also. Vertical transfers is same rank but slightly cheaper. Sorry, that's horizontal. Vertical is you go to a higher ranked university. That's also possible.
Okay, sir. Answer, one more thing is like this said that the undergraduate students just completed their bachelor's will have a different type of evaluation, and those who have work experience will be evaluated separately.
A master's does not worry about work experience at all. Don't worry. See, I finished my school in 2001 May. I joined college on August 20th. That was my first day of college. I still remember August 23rd of 2001 was Ganesh Chaturthi. We had our first holiday. I still remember it. May 2005, I graduated. August 15th, I left this country. As the nation slept, I awoke to freedom. That was one small step for man, one giant step for me. I went to the other side of the airport and I looked back and said, so many times I've come here to receive and send off people. How much effort it takes to keep that one step to the other side and go. Going inside and saying Tata bye bye, it takes only 50 rupees. Going to the other side takes a lifetime of work. So don't worry about that. See, horizontal means same rank, but slightly cheaper university, something like that. Vertical for me is a higher ranked university going above, like CSU Northridge to UCLA. And one more thing, once your GRE is done, you will be given 2 minutes before you decide whether you want to see your score and report your score or not. You must accept it no matter what. Always, 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 all universities, Agnes, will definitely take your best score. Definitely, sir. Without any doubts. Guaranteed. I can even write this on a stamp paper and give it to you with 2 gazetted officers' signatures. Don't worry. But don't take GRE 4 times, 5 times. Yes, you won't get those 4 free universities. Yes, Simran, you won't get it. Always go to the exam center and do it. Internet is not in your control at home. Should something go wrong, there is a problem. And they'll keep asking you to show the screen, keep asking you to show the room. It's a big hassle, Agnes. I know some people feel very comfortable at home, but I am not comfortable, Agnes. I don't want internet to be on. See, even now I am doing this. I am afraid internet might go anytime. There might be a power cut. This is unnecessary distraction for me. But if I go to the center, no, it's on them. I get a free voucher. I can easily take the exam. Everything can be done. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Good evening, sir. So I wanted to ask that since I'm taking the exam in the next 2 weeks, is there anything else we need to take care while going to the exam center, let's say? Or
you should have a passport. The passport must be valid at least 6 months from the date of your exam.
All right.
Then ETS would have given you an appointment letter.
Yes, sir.
That appointment letter you should show them. That's all.
All right.
By the way,
And-
no jewelry, no watch that makes a sound, no digital watches, don't have any receipts or slips or papers, books, anything with you. If in case you are going there with your friend who also happens to take the exam along with you, please avoid eye contact of any sort whilst you are inside the premises.
Okay.
If you make eye contact with that person, you will be barred from the exam for 5 years, including that attempt.
Okay.
So
Oh,
don't, and they will give you everything you need. Okay, scratch pad, non-permanent markers, your workstation, everything is given.
All right. And now, since you were talking about a few minutes back about the score reporting, you also mentioned just right now that we have an option to see the scores or to not. Like, what exactly is that? Because I'm not aware.
So
about
before
it.
you see the score, they will ask you.
Achha, right after giving the paper, you have an option.
Before you finish, if you see the score, they'll ask you, do you want to see it, /report or cancel? And you're given 2 minutes to decide this only on your mood.
Okay.
But if you keep looking at it for 2 minutes, by default, it gets cancelled.
Okay, so we should see it and report it, like that option. We have
You
to do.
see it, it gets reported.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Alright.
no, Aadhaar and all not allowed. Passport, please. Pranava, I think as late as 5 days before also you can book. 5 days also you can book. All the Jamboree centers follow the same teaching approach. The only problem, Dishant, is I might give examples on NFL, NBA, so on. Some people might give on cricket and tennis. That might differ, but more or less, yes. And I am a senior trainer, sir. I train students. So, I mean, I train my faculty. So we make sure that we all talk the same language. Yes. Okay, next. 1 second, Arushi. I'll finish with Sutikshan and then come to you. Yes, Sutikshan, go ahead. You can, yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so actually I just gave my GRE on 3rd of August.
Okay.
And because I had my YLP deadline on 31st August.
Hmm.
So, but didn't get a very good score. Like I just got 307.
Okay.
And my verbal was 148 only.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to know, like, seeing my score reports and everything, if I can get any tips and customized things.
Yes. You
So
can
that it-
leave your number and your details in the chat box. Our team will get to you.
Yeah, so
If you're
that I can
already with
prepare in a
us,
better way for the
yes,
next
if you're
time.
already with us, yes. But otherwise, yeah.
Okay.
No, you can send it whenever you want. Apart from that 4 colleges, RLMZ, you can send it in the next. Whenever you apply,
Yeah.
you have to simultaneously go to ETS and add that university and pay the $27 during the 5 years. Anytime you can.
Yeah, I know that, but it's like I wanted to give because on
Yeah, you can
307 I
contact the
don't-
team. We will definitely get you. Definitely, sir.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Cool.
Just put
Thank
your
you.
name and number there.
Okay.
Yes, Arushi, go ahead.
Hi, sir. So basically,
Hi.
I gave my GRE like in July, and I think my quant was pretty nice, but then I lagged in verbal, and I thought I'll give an attempt again, just to increase the score. So I mean, I was looking at some words. I mean, basically, I thought it was because of the vocabulary, but then I was again trying to, give some mock test or so, but my score is almost the same, which I got in my GRE essentially. So, I mean, I just wanted to know if there is a, lack in the approach that I'm trying to solve here, or how can I actually.
So are you already with us or?
Yes, I'm a online student.
Okay, cool. So I've already given you the email address. Check the chat. I think I messaged you. So you can all go to support@jamboreeindia.com. Online students who do this on their own self-study package. On your portal also you can do this. You can go to the portal. You can raise a request. If you want me, you can type my name. It will come to me.
Okay.
Raise a request immediately. If you want me, it will come to me. Of course, tomorrow being a festival day and weekends are a little busy, but definitely I will get back to you. Definitely I will. 24 hours maximum. At least I'll give you a slot. So don't worry.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I want to know if there's a chance of increasing the verbal and like, I mean, I want to give another
We'll take
attempt.
a look at it. Don't worry. We'll take a look at it. We'll see where you're going wrong exactly. And we'll take a look at it. Don't worry.
All right, sure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
don't worry. See, again, for those of you who are like checking, I'll just show you a question or so and I'll teach you what we do actually to other students. So this is the split basically. So those of you who want to take a note of it can take a note of it. So you'll get 1 blank questions, 2 to 3 of them, 2 blank questions, 2 to 3 of them, 3 blank questions, 1 or 2 will come. Sentence equivalence, you'll get 2 or 3 or 4 questions. So in all, you will get 10 questions. 8 to 10 questions is the split. And again, 10 to 12 questions would be RCs. Yes, Jaydev. You can, if you are a student of Jamboree, then raise a token on the online portal and mention my name. Don't worry. Okay. And see again, I don't like saying long passage, short, mid, and all. For me, passage is a passage. Okay, don't worry. Passage is a passage. That's it. So maybe CR 1 question, 2 itself is extremely rare. So this is the timing that we try to give you. I even push my students to try to get 30 seconds per blank. Maybe during the pandemic they would have included it, but yeah, we stress on the fact that if there is a passport, things are better. And nowadays it's easy to get it. So try. Again, don't worry about this point. I stand by what I said. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. You can read the questions first. You can get the keywords and you can go. The only question that you're going to read a little is going to be the primary purpose of the passage. And all these will be covered in the first class. Like for example, I'll give you a minute or so. Type the answers for this question. Nihit, if they are saying yes, go ahead, Nihit. I don't know. Anybody answers? Those of you who have not started GRE, those of you who want to take a swing at this, you can send this alone to me. You don't have to type it in public or anything. MBA, I would recommend only GMAT. Why? Because it has an IR section that helps increase your profile. Keep going, keep going. Very good. Good job. So many answers. Read the first sentence. The long lives of ancient cities can provide data making up for the paucity stemming from. So making up for something. So a lot of students said, I don't know what paucity means. Don't worry. You make up for something means what? Something is not there. You have to compensate. So long lives are making up for what? Paucity is lack of. So making up itself is something is lagging. I have to make up for it. So we say, no, 2 days I have not washed my vessels. I have to make up for that. Or I forgot to do, I was on leave. I have to make up for all the work that has been left behind. There's nobody in office. Somebody has to make up for that. So if the long lives of cities are providing us data, making up for something, which means you don't have data for long lives. So you are making up for the relative dash of present day cities. Present day is today, ancient is past. So present day cities do not have a long life. So which answer will you take? Present day cities do not have a long life. So we are making up for it. So present day will not be long, they will be short or young. So your own word. So what is the process here? Once you read / scan the sentence, you understand the structure, you understand the context, you understand the tone and what meaning the author is trying to tell you. Then you will try to fill the blank with your own word. And only then you have to look at the answers. If you know paucity, it becomes very easy. But making up for the dash stemming from present day cities. So you're making up for means you don't have long lives. So I have to make up for. So if I'm sorry to quote cricket, if one person is trying to score a double century, that will make up for the lack of scores for other people. So if the long lives are giving me data, it is making up for the shortness here. I don't have long lives. So I don't have data about the long lives. So once I get the data for long lives, it will make up for the shortness of the present day cities. So my own word is, I need shortness or newness. So therefore the answer would be youthfulness. Youth means young. If you have young, you don't get long time data. So paucity means lack of. So lack of data comes from present day cities because present day is short-lived. So once I get the long-lived city data, it will make up for the short-lived data. So therefore the answer would be youthfulness. So a lot of people got E. I hope the others are clear with the process. No problem. So kind of you guys. So those of you who have attended classes, you will know this question. Wait for others. Just one more question. What do you think would be the answer? Okay. Again, if you are a student who has already finished classroom training under a certain faculty, and if you are not able to reach out, please give us a gist when you raise the online token. And if you have work or anything, we fully understand. Please drop in your email address and your phone number in the chat box. Very good. So in GRE, what we teach students is, yes, this question requires you to know the words. Yes, but I'll teach you how to remember the words. We always say after the comma comes the answer. So if there is a blank and somewhere after the blank there is a comma, after the comma comes the answer. If animal parents were judged by human standards, the cuckoo would be one of nature's more dash creatures. What creatures? After the comma, and I'll make things a little easy for you. I don't know this word, okay? I don't want this word. Laying its eggs in the nests of other birds. I just read that. As a human being, if I leave my child to another person, I am a very irresponsible, bad parent. So the own word I'm looking for is bad parent, irresponsible parent. Right? Now, remember, metal is different. Medal is different. Metal means prove your strength or prove your importance. I don't think this is showing that. It is a positive word. Yes, it's not completely no vocabs. Industry is where people work. Remember it like that. So industrious is hardworking. Domestic is being at home, like a homemaker. All these are positive words. We need a word that says irresponsible. Lumos is light, Harry Potter. Luster is light. Lack of light is equal to dull. You may be a dull person, but still you can take care of people. So therefore, I don't know the meaning of the word feckless, but I'll take it. But feckless means irresponsible, lacking skill. No question ever in the GRE will be repeated. And GRE and GMAT are incomparable ways. It's incomparable. So don't do that. So basically you get the point. So you should fill up the data and you should get your own word and then you should go. Do one final question. I promise you I won't do the other one. By the way, if you're logging out, please do leave your name and number so that we can contact. One final question. And then I will throw it open for more questions and then we'll take it from there. Two answers, by the way. Look at it. It's 6 questions, 6 options, sorry. So one of the things that we give you as tips in sentence correction is the key indicators. The key indicators will help you identify the structure, identify the context, identify the tone, and identify the meaning. So the key indicators would be contrast indicators, similarity indicators, cause and effect indicators, reason indicators, and other miscellaneous. So one of the contrast indicators is although. Very good, Shreya. So if you check, the contrast indicators can either come in the beginning or it can come in the middle. So whatever it is, one side will be positive, one side will be negative. But sometimes it can be paradox also. It can be self-contradictory where the same answer can come. Although it does contain some pioneering ideas. Pioneering ideas means big ideas. Once in a lifetime idea. So pioneering ideas would come. Next, one would hardly characterize the work. Although it looks pioneering, it is not pioneering. So like I said, now it is becoming a self-contradiction. It is becoming a paradox. Although you are good, I don't think you are good enough. So the same word should come. So pioneering should be the answer. So although is a very crucial word here. So the work does contain some pioneering ideas. However, that being said, it is still not pioneering. So pioneers are people who bring up, for a lack of a better word, original ideas. So most of you got it. Original and innovative. Conventional means usual works. Eccentric is something that is not predictable. Trifling means inconsequential, trivial, etc. So orthodox, conventional can go together, and this would go together. So basically, we will teach you the process like this. Basically, we'll teach you the process, we'll give you the list of words, etc. That would help you come up with the list of words. So with that, you can actually build. Same way, we will also have your RCs also. We will definitely teach you how not to do the RCs. That's what I tell my students. How not to do the RCs is much important than how to do the RCs. So once the two AWS start, you will be 1 hour will go in that. After that, immediately one section will start. It could be a quant section, it could be a verbal section. Your first 10 minutes break will come after the third section. So 2 AWS and 1 section will come, then you will get a 10 minutes break. Apart from that, after every section, you will get an optional 1 minute break. So there are a lot of materials online available. Some people, I don't want to say anything about those materials, but I can take pride in the fact that we have sourced our material from ETS most of the times, and we are still updating our material, and we have vocab lists in terms of the tone and the the context in which it is used. We don't give word lists. So how do we get a customized study plan? 3 ways. If you have a faculty, you can. Otherwise, you are an online self-study student. You raise a request in the online portal. You want yours truly, you can mention. Otherwise, one of us will definitely get to you. Adiraj, I don't do live. I do live GMAT. So, yeah. I am actually, yeah, we don't know actually. We don't know. That's the actual correct answer. But so apart from this, if there's any questions, you can ask me. I hope I was able to answer most of your questions. Thank you, Shruti, for those kind words. Any other questions you have, do please ask. Yes, Harsh, go ahead. Thank you, Pranava.
Sir, first of all, thank you from my side. It was
Yes,
really
most welcome,
great
sir. Most welcome.
One more thing I would like to ask, sir, can we give GRE outside of the country?
Come again?
So, sir, I was going for an exchange program, so I wanted to give my GRE there itself. So, can I give it outside the country?
If the admit is already there, I don't know how much of the GRE would go into the visa, but yeah, my student Aneka did not give her GRE, but she was also an exchange student, so she's off to North Carolina State. So you can go there and also give. No worries.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
No problem. Anybody else? Any questions? Thank you, Jaydev. Thank you so much. Any other questions, guys? Please do leave your number if in case you want us to get back to you. Yes, Kritik, go ahead, sir.
So, sir, I was about to take my test on September 22nd, which is about 13 days from now.
Okay.
And I just wanted to know that because I am lagging a little bit on time, and I'm a classroom student as well, online from the online classes. Should I focus more on book 2, or should I focus more first on the sectional tests and the OGs?
Okay, the portal is actually book 2 plus 400 questions. So go online itself. So the more you do it online, the better your timing will be.
All right. So basically, it's fine to not do book two if I have the hard copy and just do it online instead.
Yeah. Plus some 400 questions.
All right, sir.
So you can contact your center, your city, whichever city you are in, like, and you can have a talk with them. They will definitely, they are watching the chat also, so they will get back to you. And yes, you can go for support@jamboreeindia.com. If you're already a student, you can raise a request on admissions also. You can put my name. You can give me the details also. I can direct you to the proper people also. I can do that as well. No worries at all. I can do that as well. I have absolutely no problems. Because I've been there and done that. I know how hard it is. As you are today, I was one day. So I know personally how tough it is. And I know this because I went and did this in a time when there was no WhatsApp, there was no 2G, 3G, nothing. So don't worry. Thank you, Adiraj. Thank you, Raj, for your kind words. Guys, if you don't have any questions, please do leave your number and your email address and one line as to what you want. So we will get back to you. Any questions? Thank you, Titiksha. Thank you. I hope I got your name right. Thank you, guys. Any questions, you can raise your hand and I can get you to talk. I think the support team should give you. You can definitely ask them. support@jamboreeindia.com. And you can also leave your name and number and email address. Thank you, Mayank. Again, if you're already a student of Jamboree, if you're able to contact your faculty, you can get it. Otherwise, you can log into your portal and raise a request. Definitely, we will be giving you one. No. On the day of the exam itself, you will be reporting your scores to 4 universities. Whenever you apply, the university will ask ETS to give the scores. And the scores are valid for 5 years. Oh, thank you so much, Agnes. Appreciate it. So kind of you. Thank you, guys. You've also been equally energetic. I just live off of the energy of what resonates from the other side. So it's mutual. Thank you, guys. So RLMZ, I hope that answers your question. On the day of the exam, you should have 4 universities in your mind. And whenever you apply, the universities will take it from ETS. So basically, the idea is you can't send the scores by email and all as an attachment or anything. Thank you, Ashish. After that, you have to pay for it. That free is only on the day of the exam, in the exam hall. So after that, you can apply to how many ever universities, you pay $27 per university, directly payable at ETS. Yes, please raise, ask them. Definitely, yes. I don't think there would be an issue for a 1 month extension or 2 month extension. I don't think there should be an issue, Raj. I don't think so. Please immediately ask. And if possible, attach the GRE exam date also. That's usually the process. But yes, we definitely yes. Sure, no worries. Most welcome. Any other questions? There are no other questions. I also would like to thank you all. All the best, and we are here to help you in any way possible. So if there are no further questions, we'll wrap up. anything at all, just let me know. Thank you, Shruti. Most welcome. Thank you so much. All right then, guys. Thank you. Wish you all the best. And again, for those of you who want information, please do drop your number and email address in the chat. We'll help you. It's not about how many hours per day, Rishabh. It's about grasping the process, and we always say quality over quantity. So if you can grasp the process, let's say you start on September 19th wala batch, Sunday batch, you can aram se finish it in 2 months. Then you can take 50 days. If the in between you can finish a semester exam if possible on inside December. Even semester you should finish the exam and be done with it. Because having too much time is also a problem. Thank you, Dhruv. Any other questions? Okay, then that we'll wrap it up then. Thank you, guys. So Ujjwal, Sutikshan, Shreya, Rishabh, Pranava, Nihit, Natasha, Mohit, SL, Mayank, Dishant, Dhruv, Dev, and Anushka. Any questions from you guys? I'll keep the meeting open for another 5 minutes minimum, like for questions and concerns. Yes, Anushka. Go ahead.
Sir, actually, I'm planning to give my GRE in this month end, like around 26th. So, sir, actually, I was not aware of the fact that we'll also have to, finalize the 6 universities that you were mentioning. Like, I'm a Jamboree student, but I wasn't told about this. Like, my counselor said that first I will have to book my GRE and then we'll be finalizing the list. Like, I'm not sure because, as you said that before giving the paper, we'll have to finalize.
No. On the day of the exam, your counselor will give you the university list. Most of my students who I'm mentoring, they already have their lists with them.
Okay.
But they don't know which 4 they're going to take with them.
Okay, sir. I get it.
They have a list of 10 universities. I've given them 6 from it. What I usually try to sneak in University of Michigan, for obvious reasons. But we still don't know. So on the day of the exam only we'll know. See, most of them who follow the study plan and they get the score, they keep updating me and we keep tweaking the list. So, and in the list also they would have given you chances, right? Good chance, easy, difficult, etc. Right?
Yes, sir. I have got one of the list, but it was supposed to be updated. So my counselor said that we'll update that list after you give your GRE exam. So I was a bit confused. Like if I'll be
No,
receiving the list
So
after.
contact them and ask them to see if the list has to be changed, it has to be changed before the exam. So
Okay.
finalize the 4 universities at least. Extra we can do later.
Okay.
Okay. And which city are you enrolled in?
Delhi.
Okay.
In Delhi. Okay. Thank you, sir.
No problem. No, you have to enroll separately for that. It's an add-on thing. It's an add-on thingy. So you can get to that. Anushka, since you've already enrolled, just check the chat box. I've given you some details. So counseling is an add-on thingy, but yeah, we do help with 6 universities, Nihit. You can drop in your name and number here. We can give you one free information session with one of our counselors, and then you can take a call. So Nihit, you are for admissions counseling. Okay, good. Definitely. Any other questions? Thank you. Thank you, guys.